Hello everyone, as promised, I'm back with a Kickstarter update. Let's look at what's going on in the world of Kickstarter. First of all, a new deck was launched just a day or two ago called the Aves. Playing cards, Bicycle Aves. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I could be wrong. I believe it means bird in Latin, or some type of bird anyway. And it's by the Lux Playing Cards, which is kind of a new company. They've done one deck previously, the Bicycle Illusionist, which I should be receiving any day now, hopefully. This one has a bird theme. It was designed by a girl from Russia, I believe it is. All the code cards feature birds, and the back design, basically feathers, and as is these aces. I'm not sure about the other pips. It's very interesting. Some may like it, some may not. It's already 61% funded, still lots of time to go. The Bicycle Panthera by Collectible Playing Cards, 12 days left. It is well funded. That being said, they only got 38, almost $3,900, and their goal was very low, obviously. And that seems to be the only way they can fund decks on Kickstarter is by having very low goals. If they had this at a goal of $10,000 like everyone else, it would not fund. Then there's the EC Playing Cards by YouTuber Everything Cards. 18 days left, only 26% funded, and not looking good. Then there is the Mythos Cthulhu Bicycle Playing Cards by Rhonda Libby. 41% funded, 22 days left, not looking too good either. Steampunk Bandits, Bicycle Steampunk Bandits by Gambler's Warehouse. It's a black deck. It is funded. 20 days remain. They're at almost $12,000. Once they hit $15,000, a white deck will become available, which is going to happen sooner than later. Then there is the Ghostbusters Playing Cards by Eric Dahlman, which is Albino Dragon. It's funded. 14 days remain. They're at almost $14,000, which is pretty low considering it's Ghostbusters. Problem, or the reason for it, is because they're only selling to Americans because of licensing stuff. I've been bugging them and saying, you know what, start producing decks that everyone can buy instead of alienating all your non-American backers. And obviously it's affecting them financially because they can barely get a deck of cards. They're barely making any money on these decks of cards that are also pricier because of the licensing stuff, and then they can't sell to people outside of the US. But it's their loss. Next up, Castle and Kingdom Playing Cards. 14% funded, 15 days left. Not going to happen. There is Ace of Blades Playing Cards, which is from some knife throwing group. Probably not the best idea for a knife throwing group. Playing cards. Exactly what they want. 25 days left. It's 11% funded. It's not really catering to anyone outside of this group, and people in this group apparently aren't interested. 4-Point Playing Cards by Ben Vierk. 39 hours left. It is well funded. Over 260% funded. And there's two versions now. There's the original white one, and there's a mint green colored one, which looks like American money. Very nice. Then there's Coat of Arms by Justin Freud. There's also the limited edition Dark Ages deck. 76% funded, 25 days left. It's not a matter of if, but more a matter of when it should get funded. Milan Playing Cards by Michael Muldoon of System 6 Magic. 5 days left. It's 123% funded. And there's two versions, a limited edition and a standard edition, I believe. I'll have to double check that. Man, it's windy outside. Then there's the Rainbow Illusion Playing Cards, which is going to be printed by Legends Playing Cards if it gets funded. This is by Landry Sanders, who had a deck previously which did not do so well on two different occasions. This one is much nicer looking, much more colorful, vibrant. So far, 26% funded, 20 days left. It's not really trending towards getting funded at this rate. Then there's the Seasons Playing Cards by Alexander Chin. The last two In the series, Verana and Inverno, Summer and Winter, very similar to the other ones, but different. Beautiful, elegant, 158% funded, 25 days remain. Go check it out. I recommend that one. Just hold on a sec. Then there is a King's Cup card, which is, I guess, based on a drinking game, but still can be used as a regular deck of cards. Not going to happen. Currently, it's 0% funded with $10 pledged. It was originally 1%, but somebody canceled it. Pledge, I guess. 18 hours left, and it's just not going to happen. Doing very horribly. Then there's their Bicycle Arcana playing cards by a Colton Marshall. 17 days remain, 22% funded, not looking good at this rate. Metropole Lux playing cards, those are finally funded by Mike Lambert. 3 different decks, basically. All similar, but different color schemes on the back. Simple, but still really nice. 118% funded, 61 hours remain. He also has, you can buy decks of the, they call them trainers cards. They're plastic cards that you can use for training with, for fluorescent and stuff like that, and usually get 5 or 6 in a pack. And he's got a few different versions of that, and I'm getting one that has one of each different version. It's called the Full House one. Pretty cool. He was going to have some poker chips as well that were plastic like that, but did not reach the goal for it. Then there's the Battle Spades playing cards. Not doing good. 6 days left, only 7% funded. I think it hurt him that he completely changed the back design halfway through the project. A lot of people who were pledging for it might have liked the back design as is. And then when he changed it, he might have gone, well, I don't like this. This is not what I pledged for. Goodbye. And that looks like what happened maybe. Potentially for some people anyways, but it's not going to happen. It's not a very attractive deck of cards. And then we have, where are we here? The 1876 Victor Mulger quadruplicate playing cards by Michael Scott, which I am a part of the crew, so you better go check it out. 119% funded, 7 days remain. There's a few different decks, new versions. There's basically, it's a reprint of a vintage deck, and there's one that is an actual reprint of the original one. In the original one, there was a mistake. There was one card that was missing. They're making this one exactly the same with the missing card, which is pretty awesome. And then there is somewhere Jackson Robinson's Army deck, which I don't see in this list for some reason. And that one is well funded. That one is 127% funded. That's almost $60,000. 36 days remain. And bear with me. The Mana playing cards by Eric Mana and Alvin Campana. That rhymes. 18 hours left in that one. 157% funded. That's almost $50,000. 3 different decks there. I think right now you can only get the one because it's basically sold out on the reserve ones. But that is that. That one's almost done. And if you want some, you should definitely check it out. And that is that for Kickstarter. A lot of nice decks. Some that not so good. Oh, there's one more I forgot to mention, which I don't see, but I'll find it. Typing with one hand is not working very good for me. There it is. I don't know why I'm singing. It is the Twins Edition Refined Bicycle Playing Cards. And, hold on. I just wanted to say that this project, it's a relaunch of a relaunch. Originally, it was just the BE Black Edition Refined Bicycle Playing Cards. And they had an 8,000 pound goal. Then they relaunched it with an 8,500 pound goal. Both times did not work out. It failed. And now he's relaunched it again with a 9,000 pound goal. And now he's doing not only a black deck, but also a white deck. 9,000 pounds works out to approximately $15,000 US, which is barely enough to cover the expense of printing 2 decks of cards, not to include shipping expenses. And my biggest concern is I've brought it up with the creator that he has to print 2,500 black decks and 2,500 white decks. He is adamant and sticking to his position that he was told he only needs to do 1,250 of each color. Not so. I know USPC. I know Kickstarter projects. I know cards. And I know that he has to print 2,500 black ones, 2,500 white ones. If he is calculating this on printing only 2,500 decks, half one color, half the other color, he's not going to have enough money. And I've told him this, but he refuses to listen to me. And he's posted updates complaining about me, basically, and saying that I'm wrong. And I basically told him time and time again, you know what? I know what I'm talking about. I have hundreds of decks, over 1,000 decks. And I know what I'm talking about. I've backed hundreds of projects on Kickstarter already, almost 200. And what does he have? He has 4 failed Kickstarter campaigns. Well, 3 failed Kickstarter campaigns, 1 canceled one, and 1 that might make it as is. And out of that, 3 of them were card projects, by the way. And he's only backed 7 projects. Only 2 of them were for playing cards, and only 1 of them was actually successful playing cards. The other 2 were canceled and failed. Go figure. Yeah. that he doesn't have that much experience in playing cards. I do. And I really don't care if he listens to me or not, but I think that he should. And he refuses to. And then he's saying that I am violating Kickstarter's rules by posting negative comments. I have not done that. I'm trying to help him out. All I posted was comments saying, hey, you should have this checked out. You should double check it. Make sure that there's no issues, because otherwise it's going to bite you in the ass. And he's basically said, talk to the hand. I don't give a crap. And I don't know what else to do, what else to say. All I can say is, do not back this project, because in the end, he's not going to have enough money to ship everything out. More than likely. And it's going to bite him in the ass. That is if it gets funded. Right now, it's at 5,600 pounds out of a 9,000 pound goal. 19 days remain. And in his previous projects, I'm sorry for the long video, but his previous projects and the cards, the first one was canceled, the second one was unsuccessful. He had almost 3,400 pounds in the first one. And in the second one, he had 5,200 pounds, which was close. Now, he has 2 decks, so you'd think there'd be double the funding already, but not so. He's lost backers, obviously, after all the failed attempts. And maybe a lot of the backers are scaling back, and instead of getting 2 black and 2 white like they had before of 2 black, now they're just getting 1 of each color. So it's the same funding. That's my guess. And I don't know if it's going to be successful. But anyways, I apologize for rambling on a bit. I just wanted to make sure you knew about this project, and that this creator basically is very stubborn and pig-headed. Anyway, that's all I got. I'll see you next time.